Hello. So today I want to talk about going on a diet or dieting just after you've had a baby. Dieting while you are exclusively breastfeeding. I'm talking about it because this question has come up several times and I just thought that I should share my thoughts on it. And I don't have a verdict. I don't want to say it is right or it is wrong, but I just want to explain some things and hopefully you can make a decision that works for you. Right. So, why do women put on weight during pregnancy? The weight that women put on during pregnancy basically is to protect the baby, is to keep the baby alive and make sure that the baby is fed after delivery. Because the weight that women put on, part of it is the water around the baby called the amniotic fluid. That is the water that breaks when you are going into labor. Part of it is the water that forms the baby's circulation, blood moving through the baby's body. That is part of the weight. Part of that weight is the baby itself, and part is the fat that you put on to help you to breastfeed after delivery. You know, God doesn't want your baby to starve, so it keeps some fat in your body that can help you to breastfeed after the baby is born. So, putting on weight is part of the pregnancy process. So, don't feel bad. You've been through something wonderful, you've had a baby, and putting on weight is part of it. The amount of weight that a woman puts on when pregnant depends on many things. It depends on how you started off, whether you were overweight, of good weight, or underweight. It also depends on how your body handles these things. There are some bodies that handle it in a particular way, other bodies handle it a different way. And then it also depends on the cravings and so on you had during pregnancy. And we know that every pregnancy is different. So don't feel bad that you put on a lot of weight, somebody didn't put on weight, or that the opposite. Some people also want to put on weight and they are not getting to put on weight and they also feel bad. We all do this because we have this image of how an ideal woman looks like in our minds. And sometimes when we don't fit it, then we struggle with this a little bit. And it is not helped by the fact that there's a lot of confusion and controversy. Somebody will say, don't worry, when you breastfeed, the weight will go. Somebody will say they actually put on weight while they are breastfeeding and all these things. So I just want to clarify some of these things. So now we've established that weight gain during pregnancy is normal. The amount of weight you gain depends on many things. So it's different for everybody. Now, let me explain the concept of calories. So when we eat food, what the food we eat is energy, and the energy is measured in kilojoules or kilocalories. But mostly we use the kilocalories and loosely we just call it calories. So when you eat food, you are putting calories into your body. Your body is always burning calories, even when you are asleep. But when you do other stuff, like talking as I'm doing, you sing, you walk, you do chores in the house, you exercise, then you burn calories. Even when you are just sitting down, you are burning calories. But when you do something active, then you burn more calories. While you are breastfeeding, you use up calories to breastfeed. A woman who is breastfeeding, on average, will use up about 400 to 500 more calories. Even when you are just lying in bed and breastfeeding, you use up calories for that. So the weight you gain is a result of the calories you eat and the calories you burn. If you eat calorie X and you burn calorie Y, if Y is smaller than X, you have excess calories and it is stored in your body as weight. If you eat calorie X, you burn calorie Y, but the Y that you burn is more than the X, you will lose weight. So that's the concept of calories. So some people have come up with this idea of calorie counting because there's a recommended amount of calories we should eat in a day. Averagely, if you are breastfeeding, you should be eating about 2,300 to 2,500 calories per day. And there's a way to measure it. Unfortunately, most of the African staples haven't got a good documentation of the calories they contain. And then if you really want to count calories, it means that you are going to be weighing everything you eat. And this can be quite time consuming and it can be quite frustrating. But there's a recommended amount of calories if you are breastfeeding. It's about 2,003 to 2,005. If you are not breastfeeding, it is less. About 2,000 is okay. And if you want to lose weight, it needs to be a bit less. But if you take too few calories, it will not help with your breastfeeding. if you take too few calories, your milk supply may actually diminish. It is not common anyway. It's not common that you eat too few calories for your breast supply, milk supply to actually diminish. What actually happens is that the let down, the milk coming down into the baby's mouth or into the breast pump is delayed. The let down is delayed. So all in all, if you eat too few calories, it affects your breastfeeding, whether it's the let down or the amount of milk that you are producing. All right, so that's the concept of calories. And because of this, like I said, you can actually count the calories that you are eating. But counting calories is very time consuming. Counting calories means that you need to know exactly how much calorie is in what it is that you are eating. And all these are time consuming. There is also evidence that the body does not handle all calories the same way. So for instance, if you eat a packet of toffees or a packet of chocolates and you get a particular number of calories, let's say you get 1,000 calories from that, and then you eat maybe a bowl of banku and pepper and a little fish, and you get 1,000 calories from that. The body handles them in a different way. The banku and pepper and fish you have eaten will stay on you for a long time. Meanwhile, the chocolate or the toffee you have eaten will not stay on you for a long time. You still get hungry, you see. So different calories are also handled different ways by the body. So that is why I think if you want to count calories, you can count it for a few days or a few weeks just to get an idea of the things you are eating and where you can make changes. But I don't advise personally that you count calories every single day. It's time consuming. The body does not handle all calories the same way. And most of our African staples have not got a good quantification of the calories in them. There are calorie counters online that you can download for free, and that will help you. That is if you choose to count calories. I'm just saying what I think. It's not necessarily the right way to go. Okay. So now you can understand why some people while breastfeeding will actually put on weight. Because if they eat too much calories, more than they need for their daily activities and for the breastfeeding, the excess will be stored as weight. But if you eat just a little fewer, then you are actually breaking down your weight gradually. And over time, you will find that breastfeeding has helped you to lose weight. So I hope that one is understood. The other thing is that when it comes to weight loss, if you go on a diet that is very restrictive, a diet that says don't eat this at all, don't eat this at all, don't eat this, after a few weeks, you begin to feel so deprived that you go back to those foods and eat it. So what you can do is that you don't go on a very restrictive diet. You can still have your treats once a while. What you need to do is to choose foods that keep you full and are healthy. So those are the vegetables, the fruits, the whole grains, the proteins. And pay attention to how you cook your food. For instance, we all just need a little oil. We don't need too much oil. So perhaps instead of frying all your foods, you can choose to bake or grill or steam or boil a lot of them. And then once a while, you go for the frying because oil contains a lot of calories. So that's something else that you can do. Eat until you are full. Just listen to your body. Once you are full, you stop eating. And drink a lot of water, because when you drink a lot of water, it helps to keep you full for a longer time. And sometimes it is actually thirst or dehydration that we are interpreting as hunger. So drink a lot of water. Some people actually advise that you drink water before you start eating, because then you feel full fast because something else is in your stomach. But however you do it, just make sure that you drink a lot of water. Especially if you are breastfeeding, because the baby is taking a lot of water from your body. The breast milk is mostly water, so drink, replace the water. For those who are not breastfeeding and they are adults, the recommendation is that you drink about 8 glasses of water a day, about 2,400 to 3,000 liters of 2,400 mils to 3,000 mils a day. But if you are breastfeeding, then drink more water. So you can do this. And try to exercise, because like I said, when you exercise, you burn more calories. And exercise helps you to get a good sleep. Sometimes the weight we have is also because we are not getting a good sleep. Sleep deprivation is a state of the body where the body sees that you are stressed. And when you are stressed, a lot of things come together to make you put on weight. So you need to sleep well if you want to lose weight. That's another thing. So eat healthy, exercise, and then try and sleep well. Most mothers who have had cesarean section think that when you have had a cesarean section, you should not exercise. No, you should exercise. In fact, you should even exercise more just because you have had a cesarean section. But when I say more, I don't mean the intensity. I mean just exercise is more important for you. Sometimes when you've had surgery in your abdomen or your pelvis, it can make you form blood clots in your legs. So right from the day you've had your surgery, start exercising. You can just move your feet in the bed. And then as the days go by, you take small, small walks. As you are able, then you build on the intensity. Or you can discuss this with your doctor and your physiotherapist. But don't stay in bed simply because you have had a cesarean section. Do small, small exercises like walking, not heavy lifting. And then when you heal and as you are able, you go on and exercise more. So now there are a lot of diets out there with different names. A lot of them are compatible with breastfeeding, provided you eat more than 1,800 calories. Because if you eat less than 1,800, it will affect the breastfeeding. So a lot of them are compatible with breastfeeding. But just know that if the diet is very restrictive, says don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, it is not sustainable in the long run. And also, if you lose the weight too fast, it's more likely you will gain it back, because usually those who lose the weight too fast, they use restrictive diets to lose the weight, and then because it's not sustainable, you start eating your normal food and then you gain it back. So what I advise is just tweak your food a bit, eat everything, but those ones that are not healthy, eat them as treats once a while. Eat healthy food just until you are full. Include a lot of fiber, fruits, vegetables, whole foods in your diet, and breastfeed with time. Give your body time to heal. Be patient, because it took your body 9 whole months to put on the weight. So give your body some time to lose the weight. Don't let it happen in a short period. It's stressful for you. It will be stressful for your baby as well. So I hope I have explained certain things when it comes to going on a diet while you are exclusively breastfeeding. The choice is yours. But what is your experience? Have you gone on a diet while you were exclusively breastfeeding? What diets did you go on? Was it permissive, or it was very restrictive? There were so many things that you were not eating, and what was the result? And have you kept the weight off, or you have gained it back? Also tell me, during breastfeeding, what happened to you? Did you lose weight or did you gain it back? Thank you so much. Remember that I love your feedback so much, so please keep them coming. And if you find this video useful, please like it, give me a thumbs up. It means so much to me, and share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.